In this video, I'm going to show you every order that I accepted and completed with DoorDash. Every order. Let's go. Now, few disclaimers here. Listen, this is my acceptance rate. It went up like 12 or 13 points this week, which I didn't plan on doing that. That's just what organically happened based on what I saw. Now, I declined a bunch of orders, because you see things, even with tips, maybe the mileage is too much, it's a merchant you don't like, you decline. But I'm going to show you everything that I accepted, and I want you to put in the comment section right now, how many $2 and $3 orders do you think I accepted to get the AR up that much? Do people with high ARs take a lot of trash? You're going to find out in just a minute, at least for this week. And how many non-tip orders do you think I had to take? I'm going to show you my screen recordings. I'm going to show you all the transparency of this week's earnings, every order I took. Let's go. But before we do that, hit subscribe, hit the comment, hit a comment, hit the like, all that good stuff. So I don't think enough people, those are my stats there, and you'll see them again. I don't think enough of us on the internet, the gig tubers, show every order in a week. So you guys are going to see what I made this week. Now, this is my dashes. I didn't do anything on, I believe it was Wednesday, because I did curry on Wednesday. If you know, you know. But this is Monday through Friday. I don't work on weekends. All right, so Monday we started with a bang, $3. I was going to do cash orders on Papa John's to see if I get cash tips, but no. Then some 7-Elevens, a Walgreens. You see a 7-Eleven stack with no tip for $2.75. Cafe Piazza, $9.50. All this is all by earned by offer, not by earned by time. Papa John's, $8.50. So far we've got 2 no tips that I accepted. We've got a Walgreens and a Walgreens. Not big orders, but yeah, it's kind of a trend here. You see what they're sending me. Cafe Mochi, once again, not a big order, but it made sense because the mileage is very low. This one screwed us up a little bit with the per valuation, but it was fine. I wanted to do it for science. Then a 7-Eleven stack, $2.25. Yeah, that person was alcohol, and they didn't get it because they weren't home. Then we did some Panera, some Chick-fil-A's. The top one with no tip is an Advanced Auto Parts. You can't get tips on those, but it paid $11.75. A Chill Spot, a Crab King, $6, $19. Made sense. I think this was a stack, actually, or an add-on. Panera for $5. A Deerbergs for $10.50. No tip. That was also, they added the Panera, but that was fine. Then we got some Royals Liquor, some Vine, the one up top there, so $9.50, I think was Papa John's. Crazy Bowl, $7. Panera, $12.50. Then they added one below. You can barely see it, $14.33. Then another Panera, $10. Got no problem. That was actually 2 orders, but it was fine. Then we got a Seamus. This was my last order of the week, going back in the direction I needed to go. Made sense. I was running errands. AZ13. Aldi's, $18.77. El Contran, $4.50. No problem. All these are okay for me. El Magui, $8. They added a $6.25 for a mile Sonic. I took it. And in the end, I only made $2.96 this week on DoorDash. Not a big week because we did curry. We did Instacart, right? I've mixed it in, right? But when I had the app on, what I saw this week, and usually what I see, when my AR is in the 50s or 60s, I see a lot more trash. When I get it to 70%, I don't see as much. And I got the AR all the way up to 81 by taking, two 225s. And I didn't even need to take those. But I did them for other reasons. And I did a $3 run, which I took on purpose. I was going to test a cash theory tip out on pizza runs. I didn't do that video this week because I just didn't see enough Papa John's orders coming in that were like that, right? Now, a quick disclaimer. Every market's different. My experience is going to be different. I might have a different experience next week, but I doubt it. When I go to work on Monday, I'll see a few runs that are $2, $3. I might see an 8 going 8 miles that I won't accept, but it probably has a tip, but I don't take those either because of the amount of time it takes me or the merchant. But a disclaimer, I am not recommending you do anything that I do. I am simply showing you my account, my experience this week in St. Louis, Missouri with Priority Access Diamond Program Zone. I'm just giving you the facts. You guys could decide if you think that's good or not good. Irrelevant to me. I made decent money this week. I didn't drive a lot with DoorDash. I didn't drive a lot of miles. I didn't have, I had a couple of alcohol deliveries I weren't able to facilitate, but that was out of my control. It is what it is. It was an okay week with DoorDash, just average. As you saw, the earnings aren't great, but I didn't give DoorDash a lot of my time. When the orders came in, if it was good and made sense, I accepted it. If it wasn't, I didn't. And it feeds me things that are profitable for me. I don't see a lot of $2 and $3 orders. And I would say I probably saw maybe 6 all week, and I took 3 of them on purpose. I don't like doing them, right? But the 7-Elevens were stacks, and there are times that I will do a $2 run, and this is me being transparent with you, because maybe some of those alcohol deliveries are like a Papa John's, you might get a cash tip on those. The likelihood of you getting a cash tip on those are higher than like a regular McDonald's or whatever in St. Louis for who I deliver. But I'm also a little bit petty. When I see a 7-Eleven, if I'm on a $9 7-Eleven and they add a $2.25 and it's going a mile or two, I sometimes take it, I sometimes don't. Usually I don't take it. But if I am trying to get the AR up or keep it or keep Top Dasher, those kind of runs to me, if I do 2 or 3 or 4 of them in a month, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world to me. And there are times when those alcohol deliveries are $2, is another reason. I like to kind of wink at them because I'm petty. Because if there isn't a cash tip, I'll hand them, you got to scan the ID, and I kind of wink at them and tell them have a great night in a very passive, like weird way, just to make them feel bad. And y'all can agree or disagree, but I do that sometimes if I'm feeling myself and I've had a good money week. I like to make them, like, shame them a little bit, but not be rude, if that makes sense. But that's just me being completely honest with you guys, okay? That was this week. It's very rare that I would do even those 3 runs. The first one I started with the $3 was on purpose. I was like, I'm not going to make that video this week. The other 2 just happened to be stacks that hit my phone, and I was like, whatever, I'll do it. 81% AR is not difficult. The most difficult part to me is if you're starting in the 30s and 40s and 50s and you're trying to get to 70, that can be rough. And I've had weeks to where I was trying to get the AR up, and man, I feel like I'm doing more $5 or $6 runs than I have to, but I don't see a lot of $2 and $3 runs in St. Louis. And if I see them, I just decline them and I move on. And I know they're going to send me something from Aldi that's going to be good, a PetSmart, Papa John's runs. You saw some of those $20, $30, $40 runs. Like, I do those all day long. And as I say busy, it kind of keeps me going. I also, this week, what I learned when I was multi-apping, I learned, and I do this all the time, but this week specifically, as I did more curry, I had DoorDash on less. And the times I had it on were times where there was maybe a decent peak pay, or it was in like a lunchtime busy, dinner time busy. And I didn't have it on during the times when a lot of non-tippers are out, middle of the afternoon, like 2 to 4, breakfast time when the runs ain't great. And I kept the app off, or I had it paused. And I would do an Instacart during that time, or I was on a curry run. So the algorithm didn't feed me as much trash during times when more trash is out there. And I just had the app on and used it to my benefit when I knew the orders were going to be better. Does that make sense? In your market, it might be different. I'm sharing this video just to be transparent, to show you guys my AR is higher. I didn't want it to be 81. It just is 81. I do want it to be 70. I'm going to be very transparent because I want the Dash Now feature. I'm not in a large order program. If you're in a large order program, you might not need to have the Dash Now. You might not need whatever priority because you get some caterings. I don't have that. I like the Dash Now because I multi-app and I want to be able to turn it on at any time, in any zone, in any market, and not have to worry about a scheduling or worry about anything like that. That works for me. I'm not saying you're going to do that. That works for me. But this video is made just show you guys exactly everything that I accepted. You saw every single thing during the screen recordings. Wasn't a big money week. $296, I think, is some change. Okay? But the AR went up significantly. And I believe it's because I have priority in a diamond zone of St. Louis. So when I turn my app on, I'll see some trash. But mostly, they're decent, average to really good orders. I believe if your AR is 20 and 30% and you're in the LOP, you're probably fine. Don't need to do how I do it or whatever. But if you're somebody struggling with DoorDash, I'm not telling you to get your AR up. I'm just telling you the fact is I believe you're struggling because they're feeding you all the trash. And situationally, if we're both in the same market, in the same zone, and I'm probably going to see better orders than you. It sucks that DoorDash is doing that. I believe that is just the truth. I do believe that. You guys tell me what you think. How many orders did you think I was, in order to get the AR up 10, 12, 11%, how many $2, $3 orders would you have to do compared to me this week? I did 3. I'm not even proud to say that, but I did 3 this week. And each situation was unique and it made sense, or I was just like, I'm going to see if this person's going to tip me, and if they're not, I'm going to give them a wink. And I did that once with one person. Cash tips this week, we had 3 cash tips, I believe. We had a lot last Friday because it snowed, right? And then this week, we had 2 cash tips this week. We had about $12 in cash tips, I believe. 10 or 12 bucks in cash tips as well, which I don't count that. That's just extra bonus money. You guys tell me what you see in your market. What is your AR? This is not sponsored by DoorDash. I'm not telling you to get your AR up. I want you to do whatever the hell you want to do. This is what I do. This is my orders in my zone of St. Louis this week with the time that I went out. I'm sharing this in hopes that it would spark a conversation, make you think a little bit differently, maybe say Pedro's a clown. I could care less. I don't see enough people showing you, content creators showing you every single order they accepted this week. I just did that. I showed you every single thing from my phone of what I accepted. So, my AR is 81%. Call me what you want. I have 3 apps that I use: Curry, Instacart, DoorDash. And I make decent money in St. Louis. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you like this video or others, check out this one here. Consider hitting subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments.